Hey, what's up, y'all? This West of the 110. We back live from the streets. Uh, everybody out and about in LA. It's kind of warm, summertime, FIFA weather. I'm sitting here with JR Gennady. What's the deal, man?
Hey, Big Murph. Just here getting ready to discuss the pertinent issues in Los Angeles with you.
That's cool. And you know what? While we on that topic, man, real quick, there's been some issues that's been brought up, especially with certain sections of LA. Unemployment rate 20% in the black community, 22% in the Crenshaw district. And for example, something that I said earlier, a section of LA recreations and parks, they only have 5 to 7% African American, and the 5 to 7% is the people who are like, from Belize and shit like that they tie into the black count. Um, Me personally, working there before, seeing it, the bullshit that goes on. What do you think about shit like that? When is the high unemployment rate in LA?
Uh, I mean, uh, LA is the one of the most wealthy cities in what's probably one of the most wealthy countries in the United States. So uh, the fact that it's run by 100% Democratic Party legislation, and they're supposed to be the party of the workers and all this stuff. It's ridiculous. Like uh, especially when you see our resources going to people who aren't us. Like as far as citizens, it doesn't make any sense. It's infuriating, to be honest.
I agree with you. And what do you got to say to people who still, what I'm saying? Like a lot of people still heavily favor the Democratic Party. And, some of the people like in LA who say, oh man, they've been fucking us over, but they still vote Democrat. What do you got to say to people like that?
I mean, they're I don't know. I don't want to say cult like, but they're just kind of, especially our older people. They're just stuck in their ways. You know, I think I forgot what politician it was, but he said if he gave them civil rights, they'd be voting for him for forever, pretty much, and that's basically what it is. We feel this kind of old loyalty to the Democratic Party for like that one thing they did, the Civil Rights Bill, and just have been uncritical ever since. Just because someone does something nice for you once doesn't mean they're for you all the time. Like they say, a broken clock is twice a day. But I think that's it. It's like old loyalty. It's habit. Um, it's the notion that politics is this good versus evil game where the Republicans are evil, which is, it's easy with Donald Trump in office right now to like, spin that narrative, but the Republicans are evil and the Democrats are good. No, there's no good or evil. There's just interests. And, you go with whoever is serving your interests at the time. And right now, it's just shame to say none of them are. So,
Yeah, that's true. A lot of that, a lot of what you said is true. Like you said, I think the older generation or the older people now who are still stuck on what went on back in the day, it, that's the only reason why a lot of them are still voting the way they are.
yeah.
Like you said, because of one issue. But look at the millions of other things that went wrong since. You know what I'm saying?
And then whenever people try to convince you to vote, it's like, oh, we need more Democrats in Washington, and that way we'll be able to get something done. Well, whenever they say that, I just like we're here in California, like I said, like the sixth largest economy in the world. uh how much better off are we, materially, than a red state? We still have the highest rent, the highest unemployment, like you said, the highest rate of homelessness, uh, unaffordable living conditions. And truth be told, Democrats have held control of the Congress during the first term of every president since Carter, at least. And what have they done materially to help us? Like, oh, we need to get more Democrats in Congress. Barack Obama had a what do you call it, a filibuster-proof majority his first 2 years, and what did he do materially to help the country? Let alone the country, but let alone the country, but like Black Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. And it's a lot of people that are saying that they still and will say that it's on file. And you can You express your opinion on that. Some people say during his presidency that Barack Obama, the only thing he really did under his presidency was strengthen the LGBTQ community.
And that's right. We can't have anything specific for us, but they can definitely have something specific for them.
Yeah, and not just singling out one specific community or race or anything. Even like here in LA, they have the Asian hate crime bill, which now I don't know if it's true or not, but so I'll say allegedly that they're trying to add to it a 2.0 to it to basically say something to the narrative of that like people online, like the black community, saying they're gonna boycott Asian business. So they're trying to
Oh, it's
add a
hate speech. Yeah,
2.0.
I heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like it's hate. So I'm like, well, what do you think about that?
And it's like it's another instance of them weaponizing law enforcement. They not that they need any more reasons to like go after us, but this just a way of undermining our movements when they are successful because the boycott is being successful. I think to your point, that now some Asian businesses are putting Caribbeans or Africans or Nigerians or something, out front in their business, like hey, this is like a black-owned business or something like that. So, yeah, it's just another way to undermine us. And um, they just passed a Hindu hate crime bill in some state. Oh, where was that? So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of groups getting a lot of protection specifically for them, while you know our teens are still being chased down and shot by these people. What you shoot a black kid in the back and you get hate crime protection? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. It is a little outrageous. Some of the things that is actually going on right now is like kind of hard to believe, and with all the things that's happened to
Yeah,
people of the black race, and no bill or protection or anything has ever been brought about for the protection of the black race. So
right,
it's it's kind of flabbergasting. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Um, but yeah, man. But like I said earlier, today's show is let's catch up on some things. A lot of stuff that's been going on in LA. From the streets to politics, to the law, everything. You know what I'm saying? They just had a major bust out here on the Figueroa Street, which is a known stroll out here. Not just in California. That street is known worldwide,
Right.
allegedly. I don't know because I haven't been everywhere in the world. Um, but they just had a big bust on there where it hasn't just started. They started this raid some months ago. Arrested
Hmm.
some people. So this was just like the second wave of it. Trying to clean up the streets, and you know, um, in my personal opinion, like I said, I don't want to see nobody go to jail. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people deserve to be in there for the heinous crimes they committed, especially like if it's true the people who are being arrested, not just from here in California, but everywhere for trafficking minors. Like, come on, man. And what's
Hmm.
sad is some of these people, they might even be young. Like the people they arrested the other day, they said someone was like 15, 16, 17. They said, oh, they were just kids. Some of them kids got two, three kids already themselves.
Hmm.
you know. So you gotta think about stuff like that, man. Like what do you think, man? You think they will ever clean up Figueroa completely, or is this just only something to make themselves look good because the FIFA's here and the Olympics are coming up?
As long as there's poverty, there's going to be prostitution, there's going to be crime. The only way they're going to ever clean up any place like that is to address the needs of the people. And even then, like uh, sex is something that everybody is that people are going to are going to just going to want, and there's some guys that can't get it on their own, so they're going to have to like turn to a prostitute. That's it's never going to go away completely, but the way it is now, where people are out on the stroll because they're desperate, yeah, that could be cleaned up if you address people's material needs, like meaning a living wage. You know what I'm saying? Like, affordable housing, affordable groceries, all of the stuff that we can do on our own in California if we had the political will to do so, but we don't.
Yeah. Well, you think the minimum wage hike, if I'm not mistaken, going up to $25 an hour in California will help out in some of those things that some people may be out there looking for?
Only if it's paired with actions against these retail outlets not to raise prices to pass it off onto the consumers. They can't. It's like, oh well, if I'm gonna have to pay $25 an hour, I'm gonna raise all the prices to like $80 an hour. You have to put regulations on them not to do that, which is possible, which we've seen in the past. So
Yeah.
I think Richard Nixon did it one time when they were trying to keep prices down to keep inflation under control.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
I think
well,
Biden did it too during the pandemic where we were having all these, or like I think maybe at the beginning of the Ukraine war when we were having all these price spikes and stuff, and they were trying to keep the retailers from gouging. That's it. That's what I'm thinking. No, they're going to have to regulate these stores from gouging prices or gouging people at the cash register. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Are you there, Murph? Hold on. Oh, I'm here by myself. Well, I guess I'll just keep the stream of consciousness going. So a little while ago, I had this idea that I was wondering how much more successful red states were than blue states. So I checked, their gross domestic product, and I had this idea that if I compared them to European nations that have all kinds of social programs and perspectives, is there any reason we couldn't have the things like, universal health care, like we see in Canada or Nordic states? And I don't think any California state has any gross domestic product under what we see in any other European country. So no matter red or blue,
yeah.
we could be enjoying, a lifestyle like all the European nations that see to the needs of all of their people. So, I see Murph is back. Can you
Yeah,
hear me,
my
Murph?
bad. I'm here. I hear you, man. I'm sitting there pressing around buttons, man. I was hearing you the whole time, but back behind the scenes. But like you said, speaking of what you just said about European nations, did
Can
you
you?
see that
You can't hear
glimpse?
me. Hello. I can't hear you now.
You got me?
Let me go out and I'll come back.
Well, like I was saying, I don't know if a lot of people have seen some of those images of those people out chilling on the beach in Europe. A lot of them, they weren't looking too hot, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them were suffering from the high, intense heat that's going on out there. And if I
I'm
want to
back.
say France, yeah, can you hear me?
I got. Yep.
Okay, yeah. And I was just saying that I don't know if you've seen those images of some of the folks out there having a good time on the beach out there in Europe. I think it was in England, France, somewhere over there, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. And their skin was damn near looking like it was boiling red, But they're
They
talking
weren't.
about the heat wave. They blaming us for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Right. Oh, what for us polluting the environment?
Well, they're saying, well, I have it in my book, but it's a very high figure deputy over in Europe. I want to say in England somewhere. He
Mm-hmm.
went on TV and accused America overuse of their air conditioning in America is the reason for the extreme heat wave over there.
Ridiculous.
And I'm just curious to know What would make him say some shit like that?
Europeans low key have a mad on for the or have had a mad on for the United States forever. So they're trying to they basically blame us for everybody blames us for everything. It's not unjustified, but then it's also not justified like that we're fucking the problem of everything. India produces more carbon emissions than the United States easily because they're disgusting, and so does China, even though they're not disgusting, but they're like a rising industrial power. So both of them combined produce way more what they call greenhouse gases than the United States. But to be fair, the United States military is the biggest polluter on the planet besides them. So, but it's not, it's not us here actually in the States. So,
Yeah, that's right, man. What's up, Yogi? Motherfucking CEO Street Draft Media, AZ in the building. Fresh off the plane from Spain. You know what I'm saying? Had to go watch them win a World Cup game, but he's back. What's the word, man?
welcome to the pod.
Hey, what's going down? What's going down, man? I decided to real quick, man. It took me a little minute, but man, we here.
Real talk, man. Shit, that's they call Mr. Yogi. That's AZ business right there, man. Anything going down in AZ, you gotta holler at him about that business.
Oh yeah, man. He was totally right, man. Definitely had to
Real
come
talk.
shine through, man. It's been a minute since I was able to catch you live, man. I had to make sure I was on tonight.
Real talk. I seen you on when I was coming to the pad, man. I'm like, damn, man. I'm trying to get to. I'm like, there's a lot of shit going on in LA. Times be so constricted that So I said, shit. Whenever we get a chance to hop on, just at the spur of the moment, man.
Factuals, man. Factuals, man. See, y'all got a lot of shit going on out there right now, man.
Real talk, man. That's just like I was just talking to my boy Jay, man. We're talking about some of the stuff over there in France. Well, like we say in Europe. No, yeah, no. It's France. I take that lie back.
Okay.
A top, yeah, it's France. I got the notes right here. Top deputy in France. His name is Audrey Pulver. He blamed the United States for a deadly heat wave in Europe. Uh, he points to America's high carbon emissions, widespread use of air conditioning for the reason of the heat wave in Paris, France.
That's crazy. Okay.
And I'm like, does he have some statistics to back that up?
It's France, man. Come on. Because it doesn't. You know what? I'm gonna find out. Let me see. Let me be factual about this.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is there some kind of what do you think about that, Yogi? I mean, hell, y'all use more AC in Arizona than we do, I believe.
Oh yeah. We definitely got the AC blasting all day out here.
Yeah. Hey, AZ shit. I remember one time when I was back it was like 2014. I had to work at Sky Harbor Airport like for a weekend in the summer, and I'm like, man, they had a ground stop because they said the ground was so hot that if the plane landed, the tire would pop. What kind of shit is this?
Wow.
Oh yeah. Sometimes when they get like too hot, like they can't take off and shit. They gotta wait for that shit to cool out.
Yeah, that ground stop, man. You know what? Hey, let me ask y'all this question. As a matter of fact, let me get y'all opinions on this. I'm gonna read you this real quick. Justice Clarence Thomas, we all know what that is. He argued that the 14th Amendment does not automatically grant citizenship to everyone born on U.S. soil. He claimed that birthright citizenship declares American citizenship at the amendment was only to intend grant citizenship to the children of formerly enslaved people. Now, with that being said, what do you think about that?
That's
Hold on. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I hear you now.
Ah, crap. Hold on. Let me back out. Hold on.
All right.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, no, go ahead, do your thing. But no, basically, for those who don't know, Justice Clarence Thomas, he's the older black gentleman who's on the Supreme Court. It's been there for a while. Um, and so I guess he that he doesn't like the ruling that was made. What you think about that?
He's coming cutting out.
Uh-oh. What you think about that, Yogi? You think he got a point to that or what?
I mean, what did he say again? Say it for me one more time.
Well, basically, Supreme Court ruled that what that birthright citizenship, meaning that if you come over here for example, if you come over here on vacation and end up having a child here, like that doesn't automatically grant you citizenship. That's what he was trying to fight against.
I mean, it's been like that for so long. I mean, but if you're born here, you get a citizenship here. I mean, I know America is not the only country that's like that. I think if I'm correct, majority of countries, if you're born there, you can get citizenship.
There's only a few countries. Sure. Yeah, there's only a few countries that use birthright citizenship.
I know it's a few that if you're born there, you can get citizenship.
Yeah, it's like maybe 20 or not even 20 or 30, maybe like a handful.
Not a lot.
Remember, in the average country that somebody would even be in for that to happen.
Well, I was just about to say, these countries that allow that, I don't even know it offhand, but I'm pretty sure that most of these countries who don't allow that aren't probably the top 10 countries that people want to go visit.
Right.
Well, I can say, like in America, like if you try to come to the U.S. and you're like 7-8 months pregnant, they're not letting you into the country.
Yeah, they'll turn you in.
Down, but if you come early enough and just stay, you can't. But like if you're literally about to pop, they're not even letting you get on the plane.
Well, and see, that's the thing though. That's the thing. I think that's where the corruption come in at.
Well, as far as whether or not it's for us or not, I mean, logically, it came out in response to Dred Scott. The thing that said we're 3/5 of the humans, so that we're property. That it was to address that. So there were no illegal immigrants coming across the border back then. Like just it's just common sense. But the thing is, it's not only been the first people to abuse it were Ellis Islanders who came here, from Scotland, Ireland, all those places, all the Europeans, and they started taking advantage of it too. So I think that's why they're trying to soft pedal it, because if they could exclusively do it so that it was like melanated immigrants, I think they'd have probably went harder on it. But this would affect Donald Trump if they retroactively applied it anyway.
And see, that's the thing. Was that a part of it? Retroactively putting things, in play that, if you've been here 60 years, your ass got to go,
Yeah, exactly. And also, because I remember this from a while ago when Bush was in office. He's the one that first, I think he kind of got the term anchor baby out there in the public consciousness. But, back then, it was a big thing where Asians were coming over. They were calling it like birth tourism or something, where they'd come over 6 months pregnant, and they had companies setting this shit up for like $10,000, and you'd get your own private nurses, and just so that you can have a baby here, and then you'd have a baby, you'd have a child, someone in the family with a U.S. passport, basically someone who's a citizen who could eventually bring you over. But also nowadays, the new thing is they have surrogates here in the United States. So they'll send over the sperm and egg. A surrogate will carry it to term, and then they just send the baby back over to China. And so they don't even have to sneak over the border with like a big ass belly. They can just like have somebody's belly be here and eventually just send the kid back over to them. So it's a whole finesse. It's a whole finesse.
I mean, it is a finesse. And I mean, it's just a lot of bullshit on the federal level, local level, wherever. It will, jumping ship from federal to local, like here in California. What do you think about this? Gavin Newsom, he orders roughly 108,000 people back to the office, who are doing hybrid work So that he's going to require them to work 4 days a week. He says for better collaboration, increased accountability, and economic support. I think it's bullshit. What do you think about that?
I think, if it was working fine before, why change it? Like, all these people who are working from home had high productivity, and as long as they got their work done, I don't think any reason they bring them back in the office.
What do you think about that, Yogi? Would you want to stay working hybrid, or if they had to make you go back to work 4 days out the week? Well, not making them come 4 out the week. They starting to 4-3.
I mean, if they got to go back to work, they got to go back to work. I mean, it's not COVID times anymore, and that's really where that hybrid work and working from home started, was because of COVID. A lot of people just got comfortable in working from home. I mean, let's keep it honest. I mean, who wouldn't want to work from home?
Right.
You at the house, you ain't got to spend money on gas. Gas is expensive. I mean, it's a lot of, especially depending on what state you on, but it's a lot of factors why people would want to work from home. But I mean, if your job say you got to come in, you got to come in. You should just go in. Or go find a job that's going to really, because I know a few people who have worked from home and then they couldn't work from home, but they went in. They went in, because if, they're going to find, in those type of situations, people have to remember, if you don't go in, they let you go and find somebody who will. Because there's always somebody who's ready to take your spot in the workforce, especially. If you're not gonna go in, they're definitely just gonna go hire somebody else that's gonna be willing to come into the office. So there's really no safeguard in just saying, well, if 20, 30 people like, well, we're not coming in, then they go do a hiring event and hire 20, 30 more people who will.
Yeah, nowadays people are hungry for work, so.
Well, and you know what? Something you just said, Yogi, without even noticing it, saying that the money that Newsom was saving, the people who was working hybrid. So if you had roughly 108,000 people, now I'm assuming working for the state in some kind of way, who were working hybrid, just imagine, in my opinion, I think that's kind of, in a sense, stealing from the citizen, because you're allowing your employees not have to bear the expensive gas prices, because you're allowing them to work from home, but you're making everybody else got to get out here and pay these high-ass gas prices that it just hit California with this increased gas tax yesterday.
Right.
So it's funny,
traffic downtown is no joke too. So you know what I'm saying?
Man, hey, rush hour traffic in LA. I tell people this all the time. If I wanted to get if I'm leaving out of a parking lot, say I'm leaving out of like the F lot at LAX, right there across the street from where Concentra is at on Century Boulevard.
Right.
If I'm leaving out of that lot at 5 p.m. on the dot, I say 5:06, pulling out the lot.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to go from there to the LA Memorial Coliseum on the street, it would take me an hour and 30 minutes to get 20 minutes away without traffic.
Right.
So,
and you could jump on a plane and be anywhere, like in Vegas, in half that time.
I can be to Vegas in 42 minutes flight. That's from wheels up to wheels down.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the person who's leaving LAX trying to get to, let's say, downtown LA at 5, I will make it to Vegas on that flight before that person will get to downtown LA.
That's right.
That is crazy.
It doesn't take me less than an hour to get home in the afternoon ever. And it wasn't like that. I used to be able to get home at like maybe 45, 50 minutes sometimes. Now it's like an hour and a half, 15 minutes. So yeah, it's gotten worse.
Way worse. That's why I tell a lot of people, look at the job where you're working at. I mean, me and you, Jay, we had these conversations all the time. But I tell a lot of people, man, pay attention to your employment. Some people look at the name of where you're working at or the stature of the company, looking at the longevity. But I mean, hell, just because a small business is not as big as the company you work for, but they've been around 100 years, just like this company. Money's the same money. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to find out what's really working for you in times like this. Say because some people got to cut out some shit. If gas is high, I mean, instead of buying a 6-pack, buy 4. Cut it down a little bit. Shit.
Hey, learn how to make your own.
Hey, matter of fact, hey, perfect example. Tell them about your booze, Grieve.
So yeah, this is a hobby I've been into like for the last couple months. I make my own wine. It's easy, it's cheap, and whenever you need a little swallow, it's there on you. You don't got to run down to the liquor store. You don't got to run down to Bevmo, and anybody can do it. It's it's not rocket science, as they say. So yeah, it's I've done wine so far. I'm gonna spread out into beer, and we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, anybody can do it. If you wanna break on Friday night and don't feel like spending that, what is like $11 for a 6-pack now, $11 for a 6-pack now.
Well, it depends on what you're drinking. If you want some legitimate beer, you can always go get you a 6-pack of King Cobra for $3.
Do they still have Schlitz malt liquor?
Schlitz malt liquor is Schlitz Bull is some of the nastiest shit I ever tasted back in the day. I kid you not. Like I'm talking about, way back in the day, and I'm talking about that shit was so nasty. And I was looking at the dude sitting in front of the store, just downing them. I said, "Oh my God, man, y'all are drinking gasoline, man."
My uncle gave me a slug of that, and it almost, I'm glad it didn't put me off drinking because that shit was disgusting.
Man, hey, and that's the crazy shit right there. But hey, here in LA, man, also too, the LA Metro is extending the K line. People know the K line is the newest line that was going up and down Crenshaw Boulevard. But now they're going to extend it to where it's going to stop at fireworks. It's going to stop at Hollywood Bowl.
That's a long extension. Where's it stop?
It now? Is right now. The K line. In order to get to the K line, you have to take if you're coming from Union Station, you would have to take the whatever line you take to get to the E line, which would be either the A or the J line, if I'm not mistaken, to the E line. The E line that runs down Exposition, past USC, takes you to Crenshaw Boulevard, and that's where you get off at on Crenshaw and Exposition.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, no wait, is that where the train stops at, Crenshaw and Exposition?
Yeah.
And then you could take the K line from Crenshaw and Exposition to all the way to the airport.
Okay.
So that's the newest train, but they're going to extend it north to where it'll go to Hollywood Bowl. So you'll be able to go full circle in LA, which you should have been. People don't know LA does have great transportation, but as far as connecting transportation, is not that good.
Yeah, they screwed up our public transportation years ago, but it's finally getting back on track again with all this with all the public rail. So yeah.
Well, only thing we need now is that so many billion-dollar rail to be built that we've been waiting on, that high-speed rail. I mean, I don't know, man. What do you think about that, man? From my understanding, from what the news reports, that as far as a paper trail to see where the money is going, that they don't have one.
I don't think they've built an inch of track for the high-speed rail here, and all that time that we haven't had a high-speed rail that they've been saying they're going to build it. I think China has crisscrossed their entire country with high-speed rail.
If I'm not mistaken, China has just finished building, or it's completed where it's actually operative, where they just built a freeway going underwater, sort of like we have here in Virginia somewhere, but they just built it to where it's like a underwater freeway aquarium where you can actually see the live animal, if that's true.
Yeah.
But so
China's
what you're
like
saying,
Star Trek, so I don't know. I mean, it might be true. I can believe that because they're living in the future. We're living in the industrial age still. It's crazy to see how far they went from being our manufacturing bitch to just being one of the biggest economies in the world.
Well, I don't know if this is the reason behind it, but like I remember watching a clip on YouTube and they interviewed a guy who was from Dubai. I guess he was in some kind of power, and I'm sure what he was. Maybe you've seen the interview, but he said something like America and has like more resources or whatever than Dubai, but it's not about the resources and money. It's about leadership, you know?
Yeah, it's about the political will to get things done. And, you know, of course, they have a monarchy, so what they say goes. But there's no reason why we couldn't have that here with our democracy. You know what I'm saying? But like everybody always wants to come up with an excuse for why we can't do it. So
LA is you know, it's kind of wild, especially with the separation of a lot of different races out there. And again, before I forget, if you got 20 to 22% unemployment in Los Angeles, South LA, and you got over 5 to 6 million people here, that's a lot of people. But
right
in AZ, Arizona, where you at, Yoey? Do you see any of this in your area? No, just saying like in your area, like in Arizona, like LA, you see a lot. Well, I don't know if you see the news that get displayed from here, the separation, Black, Hispanic, a lot of other races and shit like that. But as far as the unemployment and stuff, the shit that's going on here, is that going on out there?
Man, not really, bro. It's like not right now, man. You know, ICE and shit tried to you know, at one point they was kind of making their rounds through this motherfucking shit like that, bro. But you know, lately not too much. I mean, they did just build a detention center on the west side in like a big ass warehouse. I don't know if y'all saw the news on that out there in Cali, but I think it's like on the west side of Maryville somewhere. It's like they purchased a like extremely big warehouse and they're turning it into an ICE detention center.
Wow.
So I think they're when that gets done, I think they finna go like full-fledged bullshit because, you know, right now there's nowhere you want to say that they're going to hold these people or even put them. You got to send them elsewhere. You know what I mean? But also, we in a desert, so I mean, you know the conditions inside of there ain't going to be all that great. If you remember when they converted that airstrip in Florida to the detention center, and then they had to deal with flooding and alligators. And
alligator Alcatraz? Yeah, that was a clusterfuck.
The shit was called alligator Alcatraz. Like both said, like
yeah,
it was out there. Them motherfuckers out there dealing with alligators, flooding, nasty conditions. Like, yeah, they finna put these niggas in a warehouse that's finna probably average around 100 degrees any day of the week.
Yeah, that's true. I seen they interviewed somebody who was in well, I don't know if the interview was real, but some person allegedly had had a camera and was watching people, being pulled, get off the bus going into Alligator Alcatraz, and they asked the guy, they're trying to say, what, is everything all right? And he basically was looking like, they fucking me up.
Hey, but Arizona, sorry, Murph, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I wasn't gonna say that.
Was Arizona the state where they had that sheriff that had the convicts out in tents in the desert, or was that someplace else?
Yeah, okay. in the pink or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Sheriff John Pyle, y'all talking about Tent City? Yes, Tent City was a real place. They really had niggas in tents in the summertime, and they had them in pink outfits.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
You know what's so crazy?
Oh yeah.
I wonder what do people prefer, that or if you tell a motherfucker, I'm gonna send you to that tent city where it's summertime, but you sleep in the tent outside, or you got this little 8x8 cell.
No, they slept out there all the time. They shut Tent City down because it was inhumane. Like even in the summertime, nigga, them niggas was outside in tents, nigga. And I don't mean like a camping. It was really like a canopy, nigga. It wasn't really.
Oh yeah, a canopy, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it didn't
was
have four
really
sides. It just had a roof.
canopy. And even outside, if you ever been to Arizona, even if a nigga gave you a fan outside, it's just blowing hot air. But from what I was told, even if they wanted to watch TV, a nigga had to get on like a workout bike type shit and ride to power the electricity for the TV.
Yeah.
But Tent City was
Self-generated energy.
Yeah.
Tent City was real. That was a real place. Mm. A lot of people out here have been to Tent City and actually went through that.
Now, did they get rid of Arpaio, or is he still in office?
No,
His
been out
position.
of office.
Okay.
He been out of office. He tried to rerun, but motherfuckers wasn't hiring Sheriff Joe. He had a lot of crooked shit he was doing. But Tent City was like, yeah. They once he got out of office, they damn near immediately shut that shit down.
And well, you got a lot of people in different cities throughout America that they got on the radar. Specifically, I say that to say I don't know if you've seen the news recently or about a month ago, maybe in a month, 3 weeks ago. I guess FBI had raided Lancaster, California City Hall. And I say that to say this, they have a mayor out there, RX Paris, who's been under a lot of scrutiny. You can go Google him and Google the videos. They had a town hall meeting where Mayor RX Paris says that if he could give the homeless people in Lancaster, which is creating a problem, fentanyl, he would. and and he said this. And the guy was like, what kind of, basically what kind of, he didn't say these words, but he's like, what kind of shit is that to say you're a mayor? Even as a metaphor, what are you saying? And then he broke it down. Like, I'm just saying that this is what they're doing. They're taking, this is all they want. And so if that's what they want, and if I could give it to them, I would. But Lancaster has had a big drug problem. I used to live out there. I moved away before he was elected mayor. I think he was elected mayor in 2008. I left in 2005. But before he was mayor, Lancaster was on the rise. It was booming. It was a mixed city. You had your fair share about of black people, white people. It wasn't a very big Hispanic community in Lancaster. I would honestly say probably at that time, 2002, probably 4%, if that. Now it's like, probably 23% black, 30% Hispanic, and probably 12% white.
Right.
So, but I say that to say this, a lot of people, like we said earlier, who are in control of certain things is the reason why nothing happens for the better, because a lot of people profit on the downfall of certain things.
Of course. If you can, if you have more crime, you can raise police budgets, you can buy more equipment, you can buy more guns. So yeah.
And speaking of that, look at Lancaster. It's always been a LA County Sheriff Department patrol area. Now Lancaster City has their own police department.
Well, see, there you go. Now you got another budget. You have another line item to funnel money into.
So and I sort of think now that I'm looking at it, is like maybe that's why FBI raided the city hall, because it's like, damn, man, like Lancaster only has on file population like 157, less than that, but 157,000 people. Why do you need sheriff and another police department out there?
Right.
Hell, you got here in LA, you got 4 million people documented in LA, probably 4 million undocumented, but you only have 9,500 LAPD officers, and that's not including the county sheriff. Altogether, you might have about probably 20,000 officers. That's not a lot to say you patrolling a county that has over damn near 8 million people in it.
Right.
So it's easy for them to swindle money in.
Now, Murph, tell me something. This is something I've always heard about Lancaster, is that, people, went to Lancaster to kind of to get away from the gangs and stuff here in LA, but those same people took their badass kids up to Lancaster and the gang thing just followed them. Is that like an accurate assessment, or not so much? Is it still pretty nice up there?
Well, I mean, it depends. like I will say this too. A lot of people don't know Lancaster is a city where you have the right to bear arms. You can go get you a CCW out there
Is
because
that right? Okay.
yeah, well, a lot of people, well, this rule that's always been in play for California, not
Mhm.
jumping off subjects real quick. You can always go file for a CCW. You can do it in LA County. It's just gonna take you a long ass time because you got so
Yeah, yeah.
many people here. But if you live in a city that has less than 200,000 people, it's fast.
Mm.
Or even cities that have less people than like LA County or
Mhm.
LA City. So if you live in Gardena, or if you live in Hawthorne, or if you live in Lawndale, if that's your address, you can apply, and it'll go through quicker than if you had an LA address.
Right.
But Lancaster, it's only 150 some thousand people out there with, like I say, the mayor, which a lot of people say they claim, not me. This is people online who say that he might be racist. So if you have somebody that they feel is that way, yeah, he's gonna look out for the constituent in his town that looks like him to protect
Allegedly, yeah,
himself.
yeah, yeah.
Allegedly. So don't get me wrong. I don't look at it as a race issue. Yeah, people
Mhm.
gonna look at who's committing the most crime in your town, and yeah, you probably gonna want to protect yourself from that. I don't if they were a bunch of I don't know who committing the most crime in Lancaster, but if they were a bunch of fucking Indians or Arabs out here doing it, they probably protect themselves from them.
Mhm.
So, but like I say, Lancaster, the crime, to answer your question, the crime is high out there,
Mhm.
because of not only the riffraff that you say who get exiled from LA, but a lot of people just don't have nothing to do out there. It's no
Mhm.
jobs out there. I mean, you can come down to LA and get a job anywhere. You can go to LAX and find a
Mhm.
job. If you're not a criminal or got no record like that, you can go
Mhm.
to LAX on Monday morning. And I bet money by Monday night you probably then got employed with somebody. You
Yeah,
know,
one of the shiesty service companies that move the luggage and always steal shit out of people's bags. Yeah, you definitely get a
somewhere
job
there.
there.
Hey, not even saying the air, just somewhere around there. There's so many
Yeah.
places like that, food spots. You got the Ralph down the street. Hell, you got Panera Bread. Hell, you got all type of shit.
Mhm.
So and I'll be real, man. A lot of people ain't working because I'm talking for the majority of the people who fit into this category, the lazy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't working because they lazy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't working because they waiting for somebody else to make it to bring them along. But the shit kicker is a lot of people don't realize that I don't care who it is. Yeah, you got some people that bring their people along for a short amount of time. But if you one of them people that just sitting around and never did shit, and somebody make it and be like, I call it the Chris Tucker effect. He said
Mhm.
his closest people in his family, when they found out he had $20 million from Rush Hour, he said they all quit their jobs because they just knew he was gonna take care of them.
Well, it's like, hey, it's like MC Hammer. He went broke taking care of his people.
And I think, and from a lot of people I know up in the Bay Area, some of the older crowd, like let's say Hammer wasn't no punk at all.
Oh
Wasn't
no.
no stupid dude and none of that. I think me personally, just from the documentaries and hearing him speak himself over the past years,
Mhm.
when he was talking about those situations, um, he should have hired people who profession was management and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
People who are
You know,
competent. I mean, yeah.
yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, he had his brother looking over some stuff from the movie, from what I seen that part. If that's
Mhm.
true, they say horses and shit like that. I'm like, well, I mean, it was the 90s, man. You know what I'm saying? You live and you learn, but you know what I'm saying? I bet money if a lot of the people back then who had the knowledge they had today, if they could have took this knowledge back then, they probably would be billionaires today. Like MC Hammer, he'd probably be a billionaire today.
Mhm.
You know, how many Hammer dolls you think would be out today?
Hey,
No,
hey,
for real.
Maybe.
I'm about to hop off here, man. It's been a pleasure fucking with y'all, but I gotta hop off real quick, man. If y'all still on
But
though,
man,
I gotta hop
real
off.
shit, man. We appreciate you stopping by, man. Shit, I know you got to do your thing, man.
All right, it's all good, man. Everybody, I'm about to hop in the comments.
For
All
sure.
right, peace.
All right, bet.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, if they had the marketing like they, well, let's be real, technology wasn't advanced like it was today back then.
Oh yeah. Are you there? Hello.
No, I'm here. I'm here. My bad. I
All right.
had to mute up for a second. I was having a little technical difficulty, but no, man, it's true, man. And you know, shout out to everybody who tuned in and who may listen.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the people that I conversate with on Facebook. Shout out to Paul Pop. He had commented on some stuff I had earlier. Um, but I mean, I will say this and say this again. Um, just because you believe in some things that a sitting president says doesn't mean you like the president or agree with their party. You may just agree
Right.
with that certain, thing that they go against. Um, but something that I
And
did find interesting. No, go ahead. You there?
sorry, the mic was muted.
Oh
And I was
no,
about to
no, no.
say that was the problem with that's the problem with modern politics, especially when Trump got into office. People lost their minds. They like they treat him like he's like this unique threat, and really all he is a typical politician without the polish. He's rude, he's crude, he's nasty, and he's gross. He's like a troll. But I get that. But like it's like when Ice-T was had his plan for Black America or something, and they got on him because he went to Trump, but the Biden administration wouldn't talk to him. Like you deal with the person who's in office, and that's how politics works. But people have turned it into such a cult of personality that you literally can't, like, if Trump had a single policy that I was into, was supported, and I expressed that idea, despite my political leanings being further left than most Democrats, they would call me a Trump supporter. They'd call me MAGA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. So you can't get anything done that way. Even on the right hand side, if there's anything that Kamala Harris might have supported, if you're a right winger, that you can't elocute that because, like, oh, you're a Republican in name only, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's a serious problem.
Yeah, it is, man. Like I say, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's just
Yeah.
like just on a localer level, like in the city, some shit you might see nowadays. I seen this a few days ago. This one chick talked to a guy. Then he was walking up. She said, "You don't want to get my number?" He said, "No." He said, "I'm a married man. You just asked a question. I was answering your question, and you
Mm-hmm.
spoke, and I didn't want to be rude." And then she told him, "Are you gay or something?" And
I
I
think
and I
we
was like,
Yeah, we talked about
"Wow."
this before, Murph. It's like that's the go-to. Like, oh, if you're not compliant with a female, it's like, oh, you must be gay then. Even though you know we're in an era now where it's been decades where, like, if you talk to a woman and she doesn't want you to talk to her, you're a sexual harasser. But like, if they want you to talk to them and you don't, you're gay.
They say every nigga's a cheater. That's their mind frame. But they looking for the one man that's not.
Right.
Ain't that crazy? They think that every nigga's a cheater, but they still trying to search for the one that's not. But why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you think they all are,
They're looking for the unicorn, right?
mhm, that's a good one. You know what, man? I was looking at some of the what do you call them? The 15-minute celebrity guys that blow up, like some of the guys that
Oh
maybe
yeah.
special needs. You seen on social media over the past few years, the black dudes like Welvin and them. Um, You know, the one that be like, these nuts, that dude.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You know how many women that could probably get a decent looking guy and may have some good head on their shoulders have slept with dudes like that just for the fame?
Just for because and they have resources because they have money, right? Exactly.
Yeah. And I
But
don't even think it's for the money.
right. Well, yeah, the bragging rights, right?
Yeah, it's because of for the especially those guys. With him and it was another guy that he used to roll with him and A Town. These are two guys that a lot of people could visibly tell that they were probably special needs. And
Mm-hmm.
they were always on TV wherever they were. You know what I'm saying? Like they would even have them come to clubs and people would come out to the club just because they was gonna be there. So a lot of women who was looking to get in that limelight and couldn't make it, so they figure, okay, I'm fine enough to be with this ugly motherfucker. Let me utilize his time to get my foot in the door and connected with people that can possibly get me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad that people will go to that extent just to get in. And that's just a simple fact. Like, don't you know how many women talk about other women that be doing crazy shit like, oh, this bitch a hoe, she misusing a good man and doing this, that, and that, and then some kind of way they end up doing the same shit, but they'll justify it by saying, well, I was just going through something.
Like, they say men are the problem, but like women are always women's biggest critics, and they project it on the guys like, oh well, you think I'm a slut or something because I dress like this, and it's like, no, you're just whatever. Like, I have no opinion about it. But it's your girlfriend secretly behind your back saying, oh, this bitch is dressing like that to do this, that, or the other. So there's this meme that it's been going around for a while. It's like, oh, I had to spend all this money on this new dress and this, that, and the other thing. But men don't care about your new dress. Like, men, if you wore the same dress every night out, as long as he was having a good time with you, guys don't give a fuck what you're wearing. But they're like, oh, well, I have to get all this makeup and all this kind of stuff, so I need all this kind of money to like go out. No, guys don't give a fuck. Like, if you're having fun with a guy, you're having fun with a guy. He doesn't care about all that shit. But they it's about themselves. It's like their own kind of self-image thing.
I've never seen a guy talk to another guy in a club be like, hey man, back in the day you hear some guys say, man, look at that bra right there. Yeah, she look good. Okay, you hear that. But I've never heard a guy say, hey, look at her. Look at the lashes. Look at the liner.
Right.
Look. I never heard no shit like that. Is she using what brand?
She should be wearing a Dior dress, not that bullshit from TJ Maxx.
What you say? And then soon as they hit 53, it ain't no certain makeup. Everything is red, nail polish, red lips, everything red.
Right.
No matter what. Hey, what you say? You see them and their friend go to the damn Macy's. They be looking in line like, what are we gonna get? They just trying to search. They all are fucking red. Just pick one. I need this kind of red. I need that kind of red. No, I need this Deborah red. No, I need this red. No, get the.
It reminds me of like because my mom used to go get her nails done and stuff, and I'd have to take her because she couldn't get around by herself, and like I see all these fingernail colors in the little slots. Like, there's nothing different. Like there's red, blue, gold. Like what the fuck?
Man, they say talking about, oh yeah, this look better. Didn't you get this last week? Nah, this corner wasn't like this. Well, she looked the same to me. Yep. And you see that all the time, man. Like matter of fact, I remember this one guy, crazy story from years ago. He was messing with a younger broad, and she said she needed a wig, and the wig was $600.
Damn.
So he gives me a call. He said, hey man, I just need to know, is this the right price for shit like this? And I said, well, yeah, I looked online. Yeah, if that's the now mind you, the girl was like probably 30 years younger than him. So she was legal though. Don't get me wrong. She was over 18. she was just younger than him. But I said, yeah, man, that's about right. So he said, okay, I'm gonna handle my business. So he called me back 2 hours. Yeah, man. I said, oh, so you went ahead and bought that? He said, no, man. I went down to the phone place, changed my number. That cost $25. I don't want to talk to her. I said, man, but I
I
say
guess
that
it's
to
not
say
cheaper
this.
to keep her.
In real shit, amen. But I mean, and that's so crazy, man. But you like, I watch these gold digger prank videos, and I say to
Mm-hmm.
myself, are these actors and or no, not actors. Well, it's the same guys most of the time, but like, are
Yeah.
these actresses? And some of them aren't. And I be saying to myself, like, damn, man, some of these bras, I wonder how they feel when they see this video, because they're gonna see this video on social media of them being a
Mm-hmm.
gold digger. And especially the ones that he be seeing out in projects. They be walking out front of a project building and they be trying to
Mm-hmm.
clown. Nah, you ain't my type. If you ain't got no money. And I be saying to myself, she just walked out of a fucking apartment with 17 people staying in the one bedroom, and she trying to make it seem like that she messed with ballers with nothing but money and he ain't got the time of day. As soon as she sees the foreign truck, she's running back to
Like,
his car,
hey,
talking
how you doing? Yeah.
like real talk, like
Hey,
oh,
big
can we?
head.
And you know what gets me? The excuse. Oh, well, I was just busy, but now I got time. So you
Yeah.
expect everything you just did, disrespecting this man, that whole interaction to go away because you just told him, well, I was just busy. Now I got time. Okay, you got time. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
get in. Like, you know who that works on? Thirsty motherfuckers that ain't got no kind of education. Um, Usually some hood motherfuckers that I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the hood niggas that, just because you grew up in the hood don't mean you're stupid.
Right.
Um, I'm talking about the ones that wake up and get high all day. I'm talking about on drugs. I'm talking about real drugs. You know, oh man, shit. Let me get a little breakfast in my system. Now it's 10 o'clock. He popping a little ecstasy. He drinking a 40 ounce and
Going
all
about
kind of
your
shit.
day.
That's what they call going about their day, and
Yeah.
then see where they gonna land at somewhere. Then hope they cooking around 2, so you can get something to snack on. But a
Ugh.
lot of people don't realize that. That's what a lot of people grew up doing in the hoods or seeing in the hoods, being around
Yeah.
people who didn't deal with their problems. All they did was intoxicate themselves to forget about it till the next day and do the same shit over and over again. And then before they know it, they're crackhead.
Yeah. I wasn't next to that. Even though I was in Watts, I wasn't next to that, but I was adjacent to it and I saw it. So yeah, um it was honest. It was sad, really, because I had an uncle like that. So
And I
his
think,
thing was
yeah.
Sherm though. He did Sherm, and like that shit was like that was wild.
Well, I always said this, man. I heard this from an older gang member. You always had some people, like I say, just because you was a affiliate, don't mean you're an idiot. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
some people might say it was idiotic you joining, but dude was pretty smart. He would always say, "Yeah, man, I don't do that shit, man." He said, "Why? Why I'm gonna help them? Why I'm gonna help out the mortician?" Huh?
Right. Oh, because it's formaldehyde.
Yeah, that's all it is. He said, "Why the fuck am I gonna help out the mortician?" He used to make a joke. He said, "You see this motherfucker over there? When he get ready to die, they gonna give his family a discount because he's so full of that shit already."
And
And,
that's kind of like it's like we're talking about unemployment, poverty, and all that stuff earlier. That's the kind of people. What even occurs? How does it even occur to you to like dip shit in formaldehyde and smoke it? Like you're trying to like numb the pain. Like you're so fucking miserable that you're putting like shit that they embalm people with into your system. It's fucking
well,
weird.
this lets you know that behind it had to be somebody with some kind of education who
Mm-hmm.
attempted or or told somebody what this can do if you
Mm-hmm.
do this. So I don't think no random dude in a cotton field found a little liquid bottle
Well,
around
no, I'm
somewhere.
pretty sure that wasn't the case. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, some people might think that because everything you have to do. Matter of fact, I'm glad this popped in my head. A store owner not too far from where I live at. They're Korean, been knowing the family a whole long time. But
Mm-hmm.
I sent him a clip of the '92 riots video of the Korean store owners what they were talking. And
Mm-hmm.
the Korean store owner said, from my recollection, from what I remember from the riots, it wasn't African Americans looting our stores, more
It
like
was
Latino, Hispanic,
Latinos,
cholos.
right? Exactly.
So, and this guy, he's a few years younger than I am. So I sent him that video, and it was shocking to him because the whole impression, even though they're in the black community, they still feel like the blacks are the number one threat. And when I seen him show him that video, and this came from basically one of his OGs, you know what I'm saying? Like he said,
Mm-hmm.
no, it wasn't that. It wasn't the African American. But you didn't see the media publicizing that shit back in the day.
Yeah, and that shows you how media can spin a narrative and like fuck everything up.
You know, so that's what I tell people. It's about education. If people think education is, oh, you got to learn something. No, education is a part of you. And I just educated that fool to maybe your whole thought process now will change seeing some
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. You know, and that's another thing too. I tell a lot of people, stop. There are black businesses. There are other white businesses. There are Hispanic businesses. You don't have to utilize your business just what somebody that looks like you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever is best for your family financially, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, even if it ain't best for your family financially, if there's two stores 20 feet from each other, this store charges you $1 less everything, but they treat you like shit. I'm gonna go to the store where they charge me $1 more. I'm not
Right.
gonna give you my money while you disrespecting me. That's what some people got to know where to draw the line at. You know, some people got to get their feelings out of it. Some people let their feelings overtake everything and have them doing stupid shit. No,
Mm-hmm.
don't let your feelings have you doing stupid shit. You know, think about it. Your feelings, think about it. If you control your feelings, it'll make you do the realistic thing. So that's just like some guys who may have, and women too. You see this more or less. I'm not gonna put a number on it, but you see this a lot in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Black men and black women tend to have somebody with them that a lot of people may want. Talking about this is the person that a lot of people want, but
Mm-hmm.
um, they'll you may see a guy step out on his wife that makes 6-7 figures or whatever for a broad that's probably staying with her mama.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make better decisions and vice versa too. You see a lot of women get caught up, getting smashed by the dude they was, fucking back in the day because he had some good pipe, but the motherfucker got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's those are making decisions off feelings. You know, that reminded me of the strawberry letter I heard this morning listening to Steve Harvey. I don't listen to Steve Harvey too much, but this letter caught my attention, and it was a lady. She wrote in basically saying that she's been messing with this guy since she was 17. She's grown
Mm-hmm.
now. She moved away and got married. She didn't tell her family because a lot of the family probably would have talked her out of it. Said, "You know who you should be marrying. Y'all been talking since y'all was kids, you know."
Mm-hmm.
But she said, I'm in a bind now because I've been away. I'm married. She said, I've been away for 2 years. And now he's calling me and saying he want to hook up. And the
Mm-hmm.
relationship we have said we never dated, but every time they see each other, they fuck since they were 17. So basically saying like she's like her body, she's there, my body's craving him, but I just don't know what to do. I say, yeah, you ain't doing shit but playing with your fucking own mind.
Mm-hmm.
You've been physically with this man for over 20 years, then you just move away and marry some random guy because you this guy never said he wanted to marry you yet, and you thought he was his last time, and he didn't. So now you moved on and married somebody you really don't want to be with. So that's a feelings move right there, man.
Yeah, and it's a choice. I don't know. I don't understand why I don't understand like the emotional or the intellectual uh backflips you have to turn to like come to that decision. It's like if you like him, what else does it what else matters? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, some people don't think like that, man. Um, well, to tell you the truth, some people don't even think for themselves. They make decisions based on what other people gonna think about the decision they're about to make. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
like real talk, shit. You see a lot of women do that. How many women that fucked up their lives trying to keep up with their homegirl that's got a lot of different men? You coming around and you think they living a life because they breaking her off a little money here and there. Yeah, you don't know what she's doing for that. She's probably fucking all those men.
She got her
Like
own
real shit.
fans. You know what I'm saying?
Man, come on. I don't care who it is. A lot of women be naive to say that. oh, well, my friend or sister or cousin or whoever. No, she ain't like that. She got good game. She be taking money from these dudes. You really think a guy is gonna pull up and just break a girl off some money and they've never done anything?
Negatory.
Yeah, maybe the first time or something when they first meet, courting her did. I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
sooner or later. And if it don't happen, he's gone. I bet money they make you make. Pay
That's like
attention to
all
that. I mean,
that's like all the videos you see of like it's like, oh, he flew me out and all this kind of stuff, and like, oh, but nothing's gonna go on. It's like, okay, you know if somebody flies you out somewhere, you know what the intentions are. So like you're up there, it's like,
man,
oh no, we're only gonna be friends and all this kind of stuff. Nah.
I've seen a lot of women say on these videos on social media themselves saying, if a man flies me out, I already knew what's the get down, what's the intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know that, and if I choose to go, I'm basically saying how good I want to see how good is the time going to be before I give in, which I already know I'm going to give in because if I accepted the plane ride, he's going to want something in return. But she was like, that's the younger broads who think they can go out there, and I don't mean no harm. She said this without saying it. There's a lot of situations you've seen online right now
Mm-hmm.
where some people have been unalive going out of the country with people they really don't know.
Hey, yeah, they had on TikTok a while ago about these contracts that they would have in places like Dubai, where you would sign this contract, and you would be doing like this rich guy's 12-year-old kid, or you'll be doing something with an animal or something like that, and it was all out in public. Like they weren't like really ashamed about it. I'm like, man, you're gonna debase yourself like that? That's wild to me. But yeah, some of these chicks wound up like dead or like some with their organs missing, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy
I
to
mean,
me.
I wouldn't be surprised because you go for one, you're over. You're not. How do I say it? You're not just across the border of Mexico or Canada. You're over the Atlantic Ocean.
You're overseas,
So
right?
what are you gonna do? Call
Yeah.
get a phone, call your mom, and tell her to hurry up and call somebody to help you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna work. Them guys over there, they're like, you're in our country now. Yeah, true.
Well, this the thing is though, this stuff is agreed to even before they get on the plane. So I'm like, do you really
Oh
need money
yeah,
that bad?
the ones that go over there and get shitted on,
Yeah.
like
Man,
yeah,
there's
look.
dudes that'll shit on you over here.
Oh, it really, man. Hey, what you say? I was watching one video. She said, "Oh no, you gotta go because he did it while they were going at it." He said, "No, you're not supposed to do it." Hey, what did you say? Lost a bow while they was
Mm-hmm.
lost a ball and a bow. I was it when the bow breaks. You saw that
Mm-hmm.
movie?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's crazy. That's just like I wonder what's going on in oh man, in the Dominican Republic. I know a lot of people take trips over there, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they had a massive uh resort fire recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about that shit was huge. I was watching the news. I'm talking about one of the main resorts was on fire. And I was saying to myself, I hope nobody was hurt. But I was like, wow, man, somebody went down there and caught their husband fucking some broad
And burn the whole shit down.
and burnt the whole resort down.
I remember we had a couple coworkers that loved going to the DR.
Oh man, they love that shit, man. And I don't get me wrong, man. Like I tell anybody, if you're a single person, not only be single, like I tell my wife all the time, I wouldn't mind going over there, not for that reason, but I like to
Well,
fish.
yeah.
Can you imagine the fucking man? Look, like, see, a lot of people ain't cultured and eat stuff like that. They stick to the same shit, burgers,
Mm-hmm.
fries. Man, you go over there and catch you one of them nice. I don't know if you can catch mahi in the Dominican. But catch you some nice ocean fish, and they'll cook it for you on the beach for a cheap price
Mm-hmm.
with the fixings for like $10 for a plate that will cost you in LA probably $85.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm telling you. But I tell a lot
I'll
of
be
people
watching
this
these
though.
passport bro dudes over in Thailand and stuff like that, living like kings off of a handful a handful of bucks, man. It's like that shit, and the food looks delicious, and like you said, like those places, they have places like that too, where if you bring them the fish, they'll cook it for you. So that's, man, there's so much more than. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the United States. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Despite mostly because my family has blood in the soil, but like all these places, they seem like amazing. So I wouldn't mind hanging out there a couple weeks, couple months.
Yeah, true. And to piggyback on what you're saying, like a lot of people too, they always want to go to other countries. Like I just told my wife this earlier. I said, man, you got so much shit here in America, and I'm like, why the hell you think so many people want to come here?
Yeah. Any environment you want, any kind of food you want, any kind of activity you want to do, we have it here in America. Like we have like every climate in the world represented here, from tropical to Arctic to every fucking thing, desert,
all that.
And people in other countries turn their noses up at Americans for not like traveling, but we have everything here. What do we really need to? I mean, it would be lovely to be able to go to some of these other countries and see these other sites, but we don't have to go out of our borders necessarily to do it. So
yeah, we don't, man. And like you say, we got all the elements here, man. I mean, if you really, for the people who's into like that archaeologist type field, you got a lot of stuff. Grand Canyon here, a lot of people, knowingly or unknowingly, the mysteries there. You got a lot of stuff you can survey here. Shit, Utah. A lot of people tend to forget, man. I mean, historically, history, Utah has a lot of hidden gems there. But like you say, man, it's all in reading. Everything's there for you to know. And if it's in a book, it's up to you to research it. And I tell a lot of people too, just because you know something that a lot of people may not know doesn't mean you need to tell them.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, not everything's made for everything to be in the open. Some stuff is made to keep to yourself,
Exactly.
For real. That's the one thing that a lot of our grandparents, great grandparents have, and some of the older generation that have passed on have done, is took things with them to their grave. And a lot of people got to get back to that. Because I say that to say this, because a lot of people need friends like that, you know what I'm saying? Because you've got a lot of people right now who just holding so much shit in and can't get out to nobody, because a lot of people don't really trust nobody nowadays. And it's sad to say, but people got to get back to the place of where it used to be and what happens and what's the solution to get back to that. It's time. It's time. Stuff takes time. Everything takes time. A wound heals over what? Time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want something to get you're making some nice big bison beef ribs. They get soft over what? Time. So I tell people, you know what I'm saying? You want to
6-hour brisket.
Shit. They got depending on the size.
Yeah.
I tell you the truth, if you want your wife, woman satisfied, it takes time, So I tell a lot of people, get back to time, stop listening to words, especially when it comes down to tragedies, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when, I lost my grandmother, somebody said, oh, it's going to be all right. Like, shut the fuck up. Get out of here. I'm like, shit like that. You'll never get over nothing like that.
Like until you go through it, like my mom passed, and like it's been maybe 2 years now, and every day like I still think of her every day, and I still hurts every day. And
I tell you gotta learn. Yeah, I tell you that's something everybody. I'm gonna tell you, if you're living, you're gonna die. As simple as that. And some are gonna go before the others. You know what I'm saying? It may hurt, but. Even my uncle used to say all the time, it's going to hurt if some people leave before me, but I don't mean no harm. I'd rather be at your funeral than you be at mine.
That's absolutely right.
But
I'm sure she thought that too.
So I mean, but you gotta sort of look at stuff like that, man. A lot of this stuff was a lot of this stuff has to happen in order for things meant for your life to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so just like I tell everybody, just time. That's what it is. Time and numbers are a part of time because you can't get time without numbers.
Yeah.
So I tell a lot of people focus on the numbers and time. A lot of people have wasted time, precious time, somewhere that when they get to where they should have been, and they're gonna get there, they're gonna be like, "Damn, man, I wish I wouldn't have wasted that much time over here when I
That's
should have been
that's
here."
that's where I am right now, Murph. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm like, I wasted so much time just like, kind of unfocused and not knowing what I wanted, that now that I don't have to worry about my mom, I don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's like I'm not where I want to be. I wasted a lot of time, but I still have time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I tell a lot of people this too. It doesn't take a long time for you to pull yourself out of drama, trouble.
Right.
You a lot of people. No, let's say that, girl. A lot of people think that you can throw it away. Throw it away. A lot of people think that I've always said this is. I tell my wife this all the time. I don't believe in that. I'll give myself 3 years. Shit, fuck all that. Like
No, it takes how long it takes.
it takes how long it takes. You can hit the lotto tomorrow, and something you plan on taking 3 years to get out of, you just handle
Mm-hmm.
it in a month.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people just focus on take the time you have to deal with what you have to deal with day by day.
And if you
You
do have
know,
a timetable, you have to have a plan. I mean, people don't understand that. It's like, oh, I'm gonna give myself 3 years to do this. Well, you have to have a 3-year plan. You just can't like just go day to day doing what you were doing, and it's like, oh, well, in 3 years everything is gonna be better. You have to have a plan.
yeah, you're right. You exactly right. You can't. A lot of people do that shit too. Okay, I give myself 3 years to be here. Okay, then 2 years in. Okay, let me start working on this plan. No.
Yeah.
So you should have said you're going to give yourself 1 year then
Mm-hmm.
instead of 3 years. You know, and that's another thing. The psych game. Some people psych themselves out. You know what I'm saying? Some people psych themselves out. The procrastinate. That's a psych out. A procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
Some people procrastinate so much. Some people know this or that is something that they should have been doing, but they procrastinate doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and then wonder why they're in the same position. You know, you see that a lot. You look at some of the celebrities when they give the speeches to the sites they're talking to on TV. Well, I just
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going on. You do know. You got the answer to your own question. You just don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, they're in
but it's
denial.
blind and denial. It's a blinder. It's a self blind. Like I said, you as a person, you're your biggest critic. You know, and a lot of people won't believe that. Um, Something that maybe some people need to hear. The way you view yourself in the mirror is not how other people view you physically. You may think you
Mm-hmm.
look ugly, but some other people might think you don't.
That's right.
No real shit. That's where the self hate comes in at.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, a lot of people altering their bodies. You know, some women, men are waiting till they damn near senior citizen age. You know, not speaking about certain demographic of women, but you see a lot of women now in their 50s come, I need to get my body done. Like, well, done for what?
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you should be getting ready to play the grandma role. You thinking about talking about, oh, I still got life in me. Yeah, everybody breathing got life in them.
It's funny you say that because, like, you build you build your own algorithm brick by brick, but I've been seeing a lot of granny thirst traps, like grandmas with doing the same kind of thirst trap videos as these young chicks, like with the tattoos and everything else. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
are you financially like strapped where you need to do this, or are you seeking attention?
it's attention. It's attention because let's be real. Like, especially some of the ladies in their mid to late 60s talking about they want to date a young YN. Man, come
Mm-hmm.
on now. When the bub go in her Greek, she might die.
What's the celebrity who's been talking about how she only dates young guys now because of whatever? Was it
Nia Long.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong. I think Ime Udoka mentally messed her up because Nia Long has always been like a respectable actress, and
Oh yeah.
throughout the black community since the Friday era. And
Fucking
when he was
amazing.
dating her, yeah, when he was dating her, a lot of people was like, okay, cool. Then he cheats on her with a married white woman with kids.
Cheats on me. Who treats on Nia Long? That's crazy. Yeah, so I understand.
Well, Ime Udoka was the head coach of the Celtics, and he had just took the Celtics to the second round of the NBA playoffs, and then this scandal came out, but which was kind of crazy because it shouldn't have been as big as it was. That's my squad, man. But yeah. I mean, it shouldn't have been. I agree with Stephen A. Smith on this. He said, Boston Celtics talking about this is a tragic event, and Stephen A. Smith called him out like it's bullshit. This was some in-house shit. Nobody would have knew about it if you guys didn't report it. So, but we know how it is. They want the railroad. They say they want to railroad the black coach because he had an affair with a member of the Celtics organization. Which he's not supposed to do because you're the head coach of the team, so basically it can look like give me the ass or I'll make sure you're fired.
They always make it seem like that. Yeah.
That's what they always make, but in reality, come on now, I don't know how many black men are going to coerce an innocent looking young white woman with kid and married to have sex with him. She wanted that.
It's a position I've always taken is that everything is consensual until there's the possibility of embarrassment by the white woman. You know what I'm saying? So, the train is consensual until the video comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she was. What'd you say? He said now her attorney is saying, you see my client in agony as this video, but then his attorney said, agony. He said, I don't mean no harm. Look at her left hand. It's making sure she's full of fun down there while the other hand is stroking Bobby. No, but that's just how it went. You know what I'm saying? They tried to paint that picture of him as that creep. And like you said again, him doing that to Nia Long, you stupid. You know what I'm saying? And Nia Long, she messing with these YNs, she having fun, but she better realize that you might end up pregnant. So, you want to mess with these young guys and think it's peaches and cream. One of them might knock you down and you might, still have a fertile egg.
And he might still trap you.
Hey, yeah, man, but yeah, man, we ain't gonna be on too long, man. Like I said, we just had to, update some people on some news they can use. But before we get up out of here, man, you got something you want to say to the people, Bree?
I just remember something. Did you hear about the BET Awards? This guy Jake Lang came down there. He's one of these right-wing tread the builder types to agitate at the BET Awards. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I saw that, and he came down there with some signs, and if I'm not mistaken, I won't say he did. Allegedly he got his ass kicked, or they attempted to kick his ass or something. Oh, like
yeah,
that.
He got his ass kicked. They were kicking his ass down to the freeway. So like, if he got over that was just some civilians. Like, if he had gotten on the other side of that freeway, it might have been a whole different thing. But yeah, there's like, I was almost murdered by this angry mob of black people. That's what he said on Twitter. So yeah, that shit was hilarious.
And I saw the video. It was like probably a handful of blacks. It was like whites and some Hispanics and shit like that.
Some black chick punched him in the face.
I don't, that right there, him right there, honestly, even to racist white people, I don't feel that they for that, because at the time we had in America, I think they starting to realize we're not the problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying another race of people is, but I'm not paying attention to them. I just want to pay attention to my race and know that we aren't the problem.
I think there's like a handful of holdouts. He's one of them. Chud the Builder, that dude, was one of them. But yeah, I think people are going to understand, like, Black Americans are Americans. Like we are more prototypically American basically than any other group, because we help build the country. Like we sacrificed everything for this country to be what it is. Like, whether it was consensual or not, we're the culture, we are the morality, we're all of that stuff. But we are what the American dream is. We are, and we made it. So yeah.
Previously on the yeah, you're right about that, man. And I mean, I hate having to prove this to people all the time, or not saying people, but just having to say it, that we damn near invented everything that people use.
Yeah, we have hundreds of patents, and most of them were stolen by white folks, slave owners, and all that stuff. But like stuff like the traffic light, the doorknob, I think the cell phone. Black women got us to space. I mean, come on. So yeah, and like without us, there's no America. That's the way it is.
And that trips me out too. I was watching that video the other day of the NASA program,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about when they made it to the moon back in the 60s, and then they were like, if they made it to the moon, why the fuck would they scrap, throw away, or lost all the, like, basically saying all the evidence or all the proof and show how to get there. They don't know where it's at. Like, come on. Like, come on. And if you see some of the, if you have you gone back or Googled or YouTube some of the first video of the moon landing?
Mm-hmm.
That shit is so fucking funny. When I seen that, I was like, wow. I thought I was watching, like, what's one of them shows like MASH or some shit,
Yeah.
Like, just saying, like, from that era, like, maybe, okay, we're finna go, we got a mission in space, and then him and his partner, they end up in space. Some shit.
Send me those. I want to check them out.
Yeah, I seen you that shit. Matter of fact, I seen you that. And that shit is just wild. But like I say, teach his own, man. I wasn't there. If they said that they lost all the evidence, then they lost it. Who am I to say yes or no? Do you see a rocket shooting up in space from Florida? Yeah, people see it. So I mean, hell, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going up there to find out.
My mindset is like, if they're trying to cover anything up, it's because they found something. And a lot of people are trying to say, oh, they covered it up because we didn't go there. My mindset is like, they found something up there and they don't want to like get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm pretty sure if they were able to get outside of the firmament, as they say, and if they were to be successfully at that, they probably did find some shit. And that's what it's about. But my thing is, like, I don't know, man. Like who knows, man? It's just so much bullshit and so much misdirection out there. That's why I tell people, honestly, if you don't pay too much attention to that bullshit.
Well, yeah, there's so much stuff on the planet to worry about. It's fun to speculate, but we got to put food on the table. We got to put food on the table.
Yeah. I mean, real talk. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of shit that's out there, man. Especially now, it leaves you to wonder. I say it's no harm in wondering, speculating, no harm in just saying, like, damn, I mean, if that's the case, why can't I create something to go up in space? I think I can make a rocket.
Exactly.
Shit, you know what I'm saying?
No, hey, Murph, you don't want to wind up like those dudes who like got crushed in the submarine, though. You don't want.
Oh no. Yeah, well, like I say, like I said, damn, the motherfucker exploded. The lady said no, they imploded. I was like, man, don't get me wrong, man. I don't mean no harm. Like, I don't give two fucks about going to see the Titanic. What the hell do I want to go in a submarine? And I'm, just my theory shit. I tell you the truth. A lot of black people don't go to the beach like that. And if they do, they go in knee-deep water until they feel seaweed. But I tell a lot of people,
when it gets on your feet, you got to back up.
Yeah, real talk. But have you ever noticed this? Have you ever noticed why is it only black people get grabbed by seaweed at the beach, really?
Oh, I didn't thought about that. Why?
Honestly, have you ever heard a lot of your white buddies say, "Oh, seaweed grab you at the beach"?
I have never heard that.
Like, real think about it. A lot of
But
people
I know every
won't.
time I go in, that seaweed is there. It's like, I got to get
I
out
say,
now.
man, like it, a lot of black people are connected with the earth and don't even realize it.
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
And don't get me wrong, a lot of white people are too, because a lot of white people, believe it or not, there's a lot of people right now who've been identifying as white for years and years and years and years, who are technically black Creole, who just been passing as white for years and don't know it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, them Louisiana cat shit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's a story that J. Edgar Hoover was passing for white, but he was really black.
I think like we're the only group that can reproduce basically everything. Like, white folks can't make black folks, but black folks can make white folks.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. And also, like I tell a lot of people, you got to take racism out of it, not all the way, but out of some aspects, because some people say that, oh, but just because he's white, he's going to be racist. No, I mean, your color don't make you racist. It's your thought process, your soul, who you are. Look at Steven from Django. He was worse than any white man out there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I tell people, shit, it ain't about your skin color. Hell, I know some brothers that'll call another brother the N word with the strong ER more than a racist white guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of times it's not racism. It's it's someone may not be racist, but they still benefit from a racist system, and I think people get that confused with them wanting to do you harm. But there's no question that they're going to be better off than you. Like if the cops show up and both of you are there, they're going to go after you first. But that doesn't mean that he is antagonistic toward It's like it's a system. It's a systematic thing.
Yeah. I make you laugh. I seen I don't know if she was. I'm assuming she was a sergeant. I couldn't really tell from all the stripes on the arm because of the jacket she had covering it, but I knew she was a ranking officer, and we chopped it up, and he was like, "Oh, it was." And then I said, "Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man." I said, I just want to give I want to say thank you to some of y'all who actually out here doing your job. I said, we appreciate it. I said, yeah, you're not like your buddy Gabriel Spadas who's sitting there fisting women and shit like that. and the one guy looked at me. He was like, he said, like he was shocked I said that.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people who don't know it, Gabriel Spadas was a former LAPD officer who resigned. He wasn't fired, but he resigned due to the fact he was notified he was going to be under investigation by Internal Affairs because of a relationship he had with a former person he arrested on a 24-hour hold. He illegally obtained her information to keep in contact with her and somehow built a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
So, but it was just shock, just let them know, like, damn, these people here are up to date on shit.
Yeah. We're not stupid. Like they want to think we're stupid, but we're not stupid, and we're not uninformed.
We're not at all. Like, come on, and I don't mean no harm. Like I tell people all the time, these are just facts. Google this shit. Like right now, you can Google right now every sexual assault acquisition or conviction against an LAPD officer in the last 10 years. I don't care if it's one. That's a lot. But
right, because you're law enforcement. You're supposed to be enforcing the law.
The law. I say I don't care if it's one, but there's more than three. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But and that right there is like, how do I say it? It's fucking amazing, not in a good way.
Fucking amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's really amazing, and it makes you think. And I'm not going to say it. I want people to go research it themselves and look at the officers who were convicted or acquitted due to the investigation behind shit like that. I will say this: the percentage of them being black, I think it was like probably 0.8%, and it was like one dude accused, one or two accused of some bullshit, not no sexual shit, to my recollection. just some negligent shit that you shouldn't be doing as an officer. But
Yeah.
I'm just talking about as far as the sexual misconduct. Like these are some of the younger Hispanic officers who joined in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Even some cases going back to about 10 years where one guy went to jail. He just recently went to jail
Mm-hmm.
behind that over some shit that happened damn near 8 years ago. But I say that to say this. Most of these guys are of Hispanic descent, and I'm saying to myself, damn, did y'all become cops to get ass?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and this is not
Because
targeting.
who's gonna say anything against the cop? Like, and who's gonna believe you? Like against the cop? You know?
And this is the thing. This is why I encourage a lot of people to be police officers. Young black youth, white youth, young Hispanic American youth. Nothing wrong with being a cop if you're gonna go in there with good intentions. But I already look at the police officers that come out on the streets from LAPD. Most of the ones who get out of the academy, or well, I call them out of the academy. If you ain't been out 2 years, you're still just out of the academy. So most of the guys just out of the academy, first thing they do is hit the streets and they shave all their hair off to be bald.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that about? You don't have to be bald in the academy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be bald on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So why do a lot of these guys shave? I'm literally the Hispanic males shave all their hair though.
While I was, cause I went downtown the other day because I had a court appearance, and yeah, that's what I saw a bunch of officers. Not just Hispanic officers, but there were Hispanic officers. But they have the skinhead aesthetic and all that kind of stuff. And even the women, the females, were tatted up like gang members. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and I saw a black female like with all the tats on her. Like she had a full. Well, her hands were all tatted, so I just assumed she had a full sleeve. But yeah,
Well, I tell a lot of people the only reason that you see a lot of people that you might not think would be officers being police officers is because of the physical agility. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people realize that the hardest part, if you graduated high school in LA or just graduated high school period in the last 20 years, and you've been working and you're not an idiot, you can pass a multiple choice test for any police department.
Yeah.
It's the physical part.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the timing. A lot of people don't want to put the 6 months in for the academy. A lot of people can't pass the fucking the personal fitness qualifier, the training. For one, you got to run a mile in less than 10 minutes. For people
Mm-hmm.
who don't run like that, do you think you can run a mile in 10 minutes?
Hell no.
And in reality, like, well, I've run a lot, so the lowest I've got down to a mile was like 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the fastest I've seen was some boxers say they run 5 to 6 minute miles. So just imagine somebody who's 6'3", probably 240, ain't really too much shape. He got to go run a mile in less than 10 minutes. So the problem is that when you see a lot of people like this, like you say, women with sleeves and shit like that, they probably in good shape. The physical part is nothing for them. Shit, they just got out of high school 4 years ago.
My mom went through the sheriff's academy. I don't know if I told you that she went through the sheriff's academy and graduated.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Why she didn't become a sheriff?
Well, she did for a while. She was a deputy for a while, but I don't know why she didn't stick with it. Yeah.
Well, and
she worked in what station was that? The one on Firestone. She worked in Firestone Station.
Well, and it's probably because it wasn't as lucrative back then. Now, because right now, shit, being any kind of law enforcement, some departments, LA Metro Police are hiring. They're starting lateral transfers off at I think like over 6 figures.
Because like some of the cops that were there to testify with me were talking about that, like lateral transfers to different departments, especially I think because the Olympics is coming up. They're trying to get lateral. They're trying to get people into to deal with all that. So yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, I know a lot of them, especially them sheriffs. They want to go over there, especially the ones that may be like sheriff assistants. They want to go over there for a lateral transfer. But I tell a lot of people, it's different on that train than patrolling the streets, because them trains, like the train stations, they deal with a lot more mentally ill criminals.
Yeah, because I used to ride the train every day downtown, and they are fucking crazy and cracked out and everything else, especially between 103rd Street and just that particular area. You know, Rosa Parks, 103rd Street, everything that passes over the projects. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Hey, go to Union, not Union. Go to 7th and Metro Station.
Oh
between
Jesus!
9 o'clock and 9:30. Just get off the train there around that time,
Yeah.
man. You're gonna on that, and it's so crazy because you see police officers down there. You're gonna see homeless people just peeing on the platform. You see officers sitting on the corner not giving a fuck. They just there to monitor people from doing stupid shit, fighting and all that.
Yeah.
But you got motherfuckers shitting in the elevator, and I ain't talking about no logs. I'm talking about motherfuckers go in there and
smear that
as soon
shit
as
around.
no, not even smeared. I seen this shit. Motherfucker open the elevator door like people finna get off, and somebody finna come on and they're finna walk off. And you think he's gonna let him out, and he turns his back and pulls his pants down and just shits right there in the door, and it's that watery shit that just covers the whole floor. You should have seen the lady with the sandals on. Man, hey, but y'all never forget that, man. This was the night that I think the Dodgers won the championship,
mm-hmm.
and that guy blew his hand off down there.
Oh, damn!
It was on the news where this guy blew his hand off at the Dodgers. Yeah, this was that same night, and if I'm not mistaken, they was shooting fireworks all night downtown. I was down there that night. They was shooting fireworks down there. People going crazy. You telling people to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And they don't respect nothing. No authority, nothing. That's it. But it's just crazy, man. But like I say, the money wise, some of these police officers make good money. That's why I encourage anybody that's out of high school. You can't be a cop till you're 21, but they got programs you can get in, like a LEAPS program, a CAPS program for LAPD, get knowledge before you actually go in. And I tell people, shit, just imagine you become a police officer at 21. You do 20 years at 41 years old. You can retire and go into the next venture in your life. Would you say, good, go get a part-time job at the airport now? That's it.
And spend the rest of your days flying. Yeah.
Yeah, or I'm telling you, man, like do something you love. I tell a lot of people that too. This is something maybe you should think about too. Like if you look at the times people spent at certain jobs, like like the airports, that was probably the most fun time you had. Some people might say, "Oh yeah," but look at the time you spent there. You even though there was a lot of bullshit you put up with, it was still worth your time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I tell a lot of people, it's not always about the money. You got to do some shit that's worth your time also. A lot of men are spending time with women that aren't worth their time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do some shit that's worth your time, man.
And literally, it's one of the most valuable resources because you can't get it back. You can get money back, but you can't get time back.
You cannot get money back, but you can always. You cannot get money back, but you can always. You cannot get time back, but you can always make up money. You know what I'm saying? You can make money back.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't pay attention to that. You can make money back. You can't get back time. Like I say, some people waste time, spend time on bullshit. And don't let people dictate what's your bullshit. Just because something might be bullshit for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like some people like comics. Me, I don't know shit about comics, so I can't say it's bullshit. It may not be bullshit for you, But it's just being realistic in the shit.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all it is, man. Because look at what's going on now. Before this too, what do you think about this, man? Do you think Trump sending the FBI to or whoever that is, DOJ to investigate these oil companies, is that gonna work?
It depends on if he's willing to back it up. Like if he's just grandstanding, no, but oil companies have a lot of resources to bring to bear, even more than the government. We control your oil supply. We control like pretty much everything you do. So remains to be seen, but I hope so. That's all I can say. I hope so.
Well, I see the gas is going down at some. Well, even though the gas is supposed to go up on the first, it went down on the in the Crenshaw district, right there on Crenshaw and Slauson. The ARCO is like 471.
And you know,
Um,
that's a huge grift. Like the oil companies are a huge grift. So, you know, well, you know that, you know,
yeah.
the supply that they have now has nothing to do with what's going on now. You know, the supply they have
Oh
now
no.
is like made from years ago. So yeah, the whole
Yeah.
fact that they, you know, they change oil prices because of something that's happening now when they have like a supply in place, it's a grift. It's basically gouging. So yeah, I hope he can do something about like that. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you say, like going back to what we said earlier, we gotta put up with shit like this while our great Governor Gavin Newsom is making those, nearly 108,000 people come back from hybrid work. So that's 108,000 more people who are going to feed into the high gas prices, which I'm sure I hope you enjoyed it. Well, Mr. Newsom, your constituents have been dealing with this crisis,
Yeah.
and you allowed 108,000 state employees to save money, have a mimosa on their lunch break, all
And
kind of other shit.
man, if I was working
Wow.
from home, I'd always have a drink in my hand. I'm just saying, I would be day drinking every fucking day. As long as I got my work done, who the fuck cares?
I mean, I tell a lot of people like this anyway. I mean, let's be real. If you do the math, when people go on vacation and they go out of town or wherever, if you that type of
Mm-hmm.
person, the traditional people who, when we're going to take my vacation, they take 3 weeks and they go out of town, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the average person drinks more in the day than they do at night.
Right.
They don't realize that because if you're going to Vegas and shit like that, a lot of people don't wait till night to come out in Vegas. Shit, Vegas is cracking all day. So if you out, we gonna hit the strip. It's 12, 1 o'clock. People getting drinks already. What you think they just sipping water till 8?
Hell, Murph, I roll out of bed with a beer in my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
Like,
man, hey. So hey, sometimes you gotta. Hey, I tell a lot of people like this too, man. Like if you really wanna, people may find this weird. Like sometimes if I was when I used to jog back in the day, I would be
mm-hmm.
drinking a beer while I'm jogging.
Yeah.
And some people be like, "What the hell is that?" I'm sweating like a motherfucker. It's finna sweat right out.
Yeah. It's
Shit.
carbs are energy. You know what I'm saying?
Carbs. I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not out here drinking no fucking old English. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You gotta drink something. You know.
One more, more liquor.
But hey, what'd you say? That one can just put on 5 pounds to you. Like, hey,
Right.
like real shit. I said, man, that OE. Don't get me wrong. I've drunk one before, not
Oh
even a
yeah.
whole.
Yeah.
Like this was back in the day. I couldn't even. I was like, oh my god, and this shit is ice cold and it's still nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But I said I'll never drink no shit like this again. And when I seen the one dude, it was a dude. I said, you want this shit, man? Dude, little bum dude. Oh hell yeah, that motherfucker. He drunk that shit so quick, and after the last swig, he just for 10 seconds. I said, yeah, this is shit people don't need to be drinking.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, like I say, Greed, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Like I tell everybody, West of 110. We just have to catch up on some things. I don't know, man. This is a 3-day weekend coming up. A lot of people off tomorrow. I might be up in the morning with morning buzz. I know some people that hit me up was like, hey man, I've been up in the morning listening for the shit, looking for the shit. Where you been at?
Hey,
so
don't everybody out there, don't blow your hands off.
Hey.
You know,
hey man.
I know you got them illegal fireworks. you can't wait to shoot them off.
And a lot of people, please, LA, they said and think about it. I know they always talk about they're cracking down on fireworks. Well, we have the World Cup here. They have a lot more resources here right now, and they have a lot of aerial viewing drones around now. But it's a specific event, and Olympics is coming up, so they looking to utilize them. So the 4th is going to be a perfect day for them to start busting motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell a lot of people, man, you ain't got to pop fireworks. Have you a few drinks, barbecue, sit outside. Motherfuckers gonna be popping fireworks everywhere around you anyway.
That's right.
Well, shit,
What you grilling this year, Murph?
I don't know, man. I gotta do something, man. My wife's birthday is on the 4th.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know, man. I've been having a taste for some deer, man. I gotta go. I might go get some next week.
Oh, do you still make the venison sausage, or is that somebody else that makes them?
No, I haven't made none lately, but that's what I say. I gotta go get some more deer. Cause man, I'm telling you, man, get you some of that slow smothered deer with some potatoes, carrots, some celery in it, seasoned up over some rice.
Well, now that I'm putting meat in my mouth again, Murph, I might taste some of that.
Well,
I'm kind of curious what it tastes like.
Well, actually, venison has always been a dietary meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I'll let you try something, man.
Right,
But man, yeah, you want to tell the people something before we leave, or you
that was it. Yeah, good. We wound up like going another 30 minutes on what I said. So yeah, no, absolutely. Don't blow your hands off. Watch out for cops, because yeah, like you said, they want to use this new technology against us. So don't give them a reason to do so. Enjoy
That's
your
real
weekend.
Talk, man.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
Y'all be safe out there, man. Tell everybody that's still here living, that you cool with, that's in your life, you love them, you care about them, you respect them. You know what I'm saying? Call them. Somebody you might be beefing with, or somebody you ain't spoke to in a while. Pick up the phone, call them, because hey.
Yeah, don't wait for the funeral. Don't wait for the funeral.
Don't go show up to and show them how much you love them. Then let them know right now.
All right, Murph.
Like I said, West of the 110, man.
Love it.
I'll catch y'all later.
Peace.